WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. I have from Germany a founding father, Dingle Cask Strength Single Malt h-Alba and friends. That's Tom and Mareike over here. This is cask number 102, triple distilled Irish whiskey, and it is a Pedro Jimenez sherry cask with 60.3% ABV. Now, this has a Whiskybase number 261852. The price of this bottle over here in Germany is 169 euros and 90 cents. And this was distilled on the 6th of November 2013 and bottled in 2024. It hit the market here in Germany in September, and so it did not reach its 11th year, but rather it's a 10-year-old Dingle single cask founding father. Now, Dingle, way back when, so 2013, when they started 12 years ago, they needed cash. What was the easiest way to get cash into the distillery is, hey, buy a barrel, I'm going to just say a number, 5,000 euros, and we'll guarantee 10 years of space in our warehouse, insurance, and then you can bottle it. And the bottling is going to cost you another 5,000 more or less with your VAT, with the excise tax, with the alcohol tax, with the labels, with the transport, and so on. And for 10,000 euros, you're going to get here maybe about, it was a hogshead, so it's 250, so we're going to say 260, 270 bottles. All right, so for 10,000 euros, that's not bad. Now, the thing they did with the sons and daughters afterwards, 5 or 6 or 7 years when the first bottles started hitting the market and they were going for 300 plus euros per bottle, is to say, oh, okay, it's no longer 5,000 euros, it's now 10,000 euros per barrel. And that's where you have to kind of start calculating and go, okay, if I'm going to pay 10,000 for the barrel with the content as a new make, and it's going to cost me another almost, let's just say 7,000 to get it bottled later on. That's 17,000 divided by 270. Ooh, that's going to be an expensive bottle. And for Dingle, it's great. It's cash on the barrel head. It's there immediately. There is no overhead costs, basically. Insurance, let's let it be $20, $30 a year. A room in the warehouse doesn't really count. And if you want to have a cask, if you want to have a little cast sample, that's going to cost you extra. So, I mean, they got money up front, and that's great. And if you sell a couple hundred, let's say we sell 200 at 5,000 in each, you got 100,000. That's a little bit of play money, right? So, hey, why not? So, did I do my math right? Did I forget a zero? So, 5,000 times 200 is going to be 1 million. It's not. That's why I thought I forgot a zero. It's 1 million euros. Right at the beginning, no interest payments, no collateral necessary. I mean, that's a fabulous, fabulous idea, and that's what Dingle did. So Tom here from Oberhausen in Germany, Mareike here from Hesse in Germany. They were actually in contact with the distillery there in Dingle back then in 2013. They're like, oh, we don't want a bourbon. And, okay, what about Pedro Jimenez? Oh, that's interesting. That's good. Why not? And so they took that barrel and they let it set for almost 11 years, and now we have it. I'm just going to pull out the standard core range, 46.3% Dingle bottling. Over here in Germany, it's about 45 euros, let's say, around about. And I like Dingle a lot. I've said this every single time I think that I've done a Dingle review here on my channel in English. Dingle is the reason why I have an English YouTube channel. I had a couple years before that, I had my German YouTube channel, and then I started, my concept was I'm only going to review whiskeys that no one else had reviewed before on YouTube. And a lot of it was Irish whiskey because back then, 2018, 2019, not many people were reviewing Irish whiskey on YouTube. So this dumb American over here in Germany became not the voice, but a voice of Irish whiskey on YouTube for many years. I still have the only German-speaking podcasts with Irish whiskey. Well, I have the only German podcast for Bourbon News Deutschland, Irish Whiskey News Deutschland. Deutschland means Germany. And so these are products and these are things I thoroughly enjoy, and it's a heartfelt passion of mine, Irish whiskey. So let's nose this. Now, as I mentioned, Whiskybase number 261852, I think. And there's this guy, his name is Thomas75. He wrote in German an elaborate and excellent review of this whiskey. He forgot one word. I'll talk about that in a second, but one word. But everything else, I can almost just sign my name to it and said he did it better than I ever could. So I'm going to use his points here for a little bit of reference after I give my primitive review notes. Now, on the nose, I would not have identified this as Pedro Jimenez. It's somewhere a mix between port and Oloroso, almost if you had mixed the two. This is a full maturation of almost 11 years in a fresh, new, first fill Pedro Jimenez PX cask. I do get a little bit of a coffee moment going on in there. There's a lot of wood going on in there. There's a lot of dark, rich fruitiness. Now, as I said, Thomas75 at Whiskybase says, cherries are immediately apparent, followed by a touch of cool freshness, menthol. The oak leaves no doubt about its presence and is very dominant here. A seductive sweetness resonates, which combines with a pinch of spice. The alcohol is noticeable, but not intrusive. Rather, it carries the aromas and allows the sherry to subtly shine through. I mean, that guy, it's just a translation from German and English, and still his mastery of the language really shows and comes through. I like the Dingle. I like the normal cask strength. This is one of my favorite products. I like the Bushmills 16. I love it. I like the Dingle here. There are some good products out there to really enjoy. Now, what he did not mention is, and that's what someone else mentioned up above, and I was like, did I really get it? Did I really get it? That is the word sulfur. Now, on the nose, I really get a tiny little bit of sulfur. But it's like, no, yes, but then I taste this Slanche. And immediately my tongue tingles. That sulfur, I think matchsticks. It's there. There's a bitterness. There's that wood. It's over oaked, for my opinion, for a Dingle, for an Irish whiskey. And there's a little bit of like dried coffee grounds. Not espresso yummy, not mocha yummy, dried coffee grounds. Now, the alcohol, the 60.3%, not the issue. I don't want to add water at all. It's not hot. There's a creaminess, there's a viscosity to this. This is great. But the flavor profile just is not what I wanted. Not at all. This is actually almost the opposite of what I like. I'm giving this, I'm so sorry, a D. I've had a few Founding Fathers, 4 or 5 maybe. I've liked everyone, and most of them have been great. This, and I know both of the people who are the cask owners here, I do business with both of them. I've done business, and I hopefully will do business in the future still after this review. I dislike this. I just imagine when they received the very first cask sample, maybe after 10 years, and okay, 10 years are up, let's take a look at what we have. And it's like, oh no. Oh, they gave us a sulfur cask. It's over oaked. It's even a little bit of a bitterness. What do you do in the market that we have at the moment? Do you try to sell it off? Well, there maybe have been cash shares involved with this as well. So you just can't do that. So you have to bottle it. And you bottle it and you just hope for the best that the name Founding Fathers will get rid of all your bottles. Now, Mareike Spritzer from Irish-whiskies.de, she received 65 bottles. That was her share of the cask. There were about 270 bottles in total. And yeah, what do you do? Yeah, you try to get rid of them at the best you can. And that's what we're looking at. That's when you just kind of go, what do we do? And just kind of put the bottles on the market, and yeah, what happens, happens. So, and then some dumb idiot over here buys the bottle and does a review and says, hey, it's crap. 169 euros. It's not the cheapest Founding Fathers, but it's not the most expensive either. Value for money, if I'm gonna say it, the value is a D for the taste, it's gonna be a value also for a D. This is not my whiskey. I'm so afraid. I'm so sorry. I feel for them. I really do. So your name's on the bottle, and what do you do? And that's what you have. All right, so over here, my normal Dingle. So much better. So much better. All right, so Dingle always has had a problem with some of the sulfur in the casks. They didn't always do a great quality control, at least not in my opinion. So, my question of the day is, what is your favorite Dingle whiskey? My second, I have a prediction for 2025. My prediction is, I would never have predicted that Waterford went bankrupt or went into insolvents, Chapter 11, whatever it's called, in Ireland there. I predict that someone's going to buy Dingle. So a big company. It could be Diageo, it could be Pernod Ricard, it could be Campari, it can be somebody somewhere. But I think Dingle is going to be bought up in 2025. Might be 2026. I don't expect them to retain their independence for much, much longer. Not just due to financial pressure, but just from the entire business direction they're going. All right, it has to be somebody that will be able to grow their gin and vodka business as well as the whiskey business. So Graham Cole's gone. A lot of other people that work there, some other people that used to work there are gone, and so we'll have to see what the direction is. The founding father here himself died, passed away, Porterhouse, and now is it the son? I think runs it, and let's see if he wants to cash out. If I were him, I think I would. All right, thank you very much. What is your favorite Dingle whiskey? All the best, Whiskey Jason. See you real soon. Bye-bye.